folks, and how are you doing this morning? We're going to go through a little video tutorial on how to install the Metrologic SP5500 Inventory Scanner with your QuickBooks POS. So just follow the instructions and take some notes, and hopefully you'll have no problems. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to your browser and going to punch up our website, go to qbservices.net. I'll bring up our website for you. You can head to the download center. What we're going to get is the Metrologic drivers. If you want to scroll all the way to the bottom, click on Metrologic SP5500. I'm using Chrome, that makes it pop up at the bottom here. Internet Explorer has something similar in the center. You just want to click on that exe and it'll bring up the WinZip self-extractor. You can just go ahead and click on unzip. The files will be unzipped successfully. This you'll want to note is the path where it's putting them. C, drivers, Metrologic Physical Inventory Scanner. So you go ahead and close. I am going to go to my control panel, go to Hardware and Sound, go to my Device Manager. Now I have this showing up as a USB to RS-232 interface converter, and I am hoping that we will be able to update the drivers for this by browsing the place that I just mentioned, C, drivers, Metrologic. We're going to hit OK. And we're going to let it try and figure it out. Okay, Windows has successfully updated your driver software. That is exactly what we wanted to see. Now we can close our device manager, minimize the browser, close control panel, and I'm going to head to my point of sale. Now in the point of sale I'm going to go to the hardware setup wizard. Head to the physical inventory scanner. Metrologic, yes, hit next. The scanner should be installed, so I'm going to test it out. Now I'm going to want to make sure that on the menu there, you can see it. For the menu, it's going to want to be escaped all the way out to the main menu where it says collect data, upload data, and utilities, just like you see on the screen there. So I'm going to be testing it, and it's unable to connect. So better figure it out, I guess. Okay, so after that tested wrong within the POS, what I actually did was I went back to the control panel and pretty much did the exact same thing that I just did. Went to the device manager, and there was another component right here that still didn't have its drivers, so I right clicked on it, say this was it. I went to update driver. I selected the C drive and drivers folder and the Metrologic folder and went through the update again, and it installed some more drivers, and after that everything was dandy and fine. Of course, if you're in Windows 7 and you're trying to get to your control panel, you're going to go on the start menu to control panel. It's a little easier in Windows 7 actually than it is in Windows 8 to get to your control panel and your device manager. So then I come back to the point of sale, hardware setup wizard. I'm going to head to physical inventory scanner, and now you can see this is a little different. It sees that the Metrologic is on COM port 6, We're going to hit test of the scanner, begin the test. It is connecting. Before you do this test, you are going to want to scan a few things around your store into the scanner so that it can actually do the test batch load. You saw it just loaded 4 items and the test was successful. So that is it for our physical inventory scanner. You can get out of there and it's all set to go as far as communicating between the scanner and the POS system. Okay, so I just went around the office here and scanned a bunch of barcodes on random things so that we can do a test import into the POS. Alright, now that you have scanned every piece of inventory in your entire store, you will go back to the point of sale. We have put the inventory scanner into its cradle, which is hooked up to the computer, of course. We are going to go in the point of sale on the inventory menu. We are going to go to Start Physical Inventory. Once we get to the physical inventory screen, if this is your first scan, hopefully your only scan, that has every piece of inventory in your whole store scanned, you're going to check this box right here, which says Set all items not counted to 0. That means since we have an entire inventory count, the scans that we do have in the scanner are going to set the numbers for your pieces of inventory, and any one that comes up with no inventory scan at all is going to be set to 0 because apparently you no longer have those items at all. Of course, this might go into you checking out what kind of loss prevention you have in your store or different security measures, which is kind of entirely up to you. So once we check that box down there, we're going to go to I want to add counts from the scanner. So you're going to retrieve the scans. This will allow us to retrieve the scans from our physical inventory scanner. We hit next. Now our scanner needs to be on, and it needs to be on the main menu screen, which mine is not. So I'm going to go ahead and hit escape a few times until I get back to that main menu screen. Okay, now it's set. And I'm going to hit next. Now it's going to connect to my scanner. And it found 5 scans because that's all I scanned. 5 random objects around the office here. We can actually clear the scanner memory here, or we can do it on the menu that is on the scanner. I think I will go ahead and clear it here. This is going to remove all the scans that I did. You may not want to do this at this point, just in case. I mean, if you have hundreds and hundreds of scans, it probably isn't a good idea to do it right here. I only have 5 scans, so I don't really care. But you probably don't want to. You probably want to keep those scans in the memory of the scanner, just in case, so that you don't lose them all. Once you can see that your whole import is complete and right, then maybe later you would want to clear those scans out. Okay, that is the import. I'm going to go ahead and hit close. So these are my 5 items that I scanned. They're all coming up for me as unrecognized items, and that's because they were just random objects around here. For you, if you're scanning barcodes that are in your store, and the barcodes are on the labels that you've printed out of your POS already, all of your items should be recognized, and it should come up with their quantities here. And so once you see all the quantities of all your items, you would go ahead and hit save. You may come up with some unrecognized ones if you possibly were scanning UPCs that are on some items. and maybe these UPCs are not attached to the items in your POS already, so that's something that you're going to want to figure out after you've done this. Whether you need to put those UPCs into POS so that it recognizes them, or if you want to make barcodes for them and print new labels for those items that have your POS's barcodes on them. Okay? Okay, at this point you are going to want to click on the button that says Apply Changes to Inventory. That will actually apply the changes that you've recorded. And that's that. Once you have all your updated numbers in here and everything that wasn't scanned is counted to 0, you can close out and you should have your inventory done hopefully for the entire year. Thank you. Have a good day.